been near it. Taken by Patley. Can Amati put him in front? Joel Amati with his first goal. And the Swans are in front.
Welcome to Thursday Lines. I'm your host, Scoot. Can't wait. It's finals footy in Melbourne and rugby league, the greatest game of all. As said by Nicholas Tedeschi, starts its first week of finals. There's a bubbler around every corner, and that's just how we like it. Wowee, Toprope. Let's go to you first. You been out on the tear with Josh Adokar?
No, we haven't been to the Caterpillar Club yet, Fox and I, but sounds like Fox is well prepared for it. From what the initial test from the police and most of the speculation suggests. I do love how he went and followed up with a urine test 3 days later to declare himself innocent.
And I don't know if it's true, but he stood himself down. If you're innocent, I doubt that you'd stand yourself down. If you've done nothing wrong, surely you just die on that hill and front up and expect to play. But MG, AFL world, they'd be in ruptures if something like that happened on the eve of the final series. Bloody Jack Ginnivan stopped in for a bloody lemon, lime and bitters at the London Tavern, and that was a bigger story than the kid down at Geelong, Stengel, dropping from a suspected or alleged overdose in Geelong. Like, the media world down in Melbourne are absolutely comical.
You know, they just pick on their favourite, Scoot. It's any time, Toby Green does something, or Ginnivan, it's news. And as you said, the lesser lights just get waved on through. But yeah, it's he likes the attention, so it'll either go two ways, Scoot, doesn't it? You know, you'll keep building it up until he falls on his sword. So it's all innocent until it goes wrong, I guess.
Yeah, he fuels the fire, and he's got the media on the string, old Jackie Ginnivan. Tell you what, lots of disappointed followers hit the DMs. The Dolphins, they were absolutely pathetic against the Knights, who were making a late season surge. I was looking so hard, Nick Tedeschi, I just couldn't believe my eyes.
A bit harsh for them, absolutely pathetic. I thought they got completely stitched up with that first goal. That was one of the worst decisions you've ever seen in your life. Absolutely criminal. That wasn't even a try. Jack Collins clearly came in and initiated contact. It just showed a complete lack of understanding. And I'll just go on my horse here. Put fat guys in the bunker. You got fat guys in the bunker. More people know the game. Instead of having these fit referees who absolutely have no idea, you're limiting your pool. Just get rid of these clowns. Absolute stupidity. Newcastle probably the better team, but gee, they had no luck and almost covered Scooty. So anyway, it was a dark Sunday.
Speaking of dark Sundays, it's very dark scenes up here in Queensland with Kevin Walters under fire. I see a few of the club greats are starting to get around him. What price is he to be sacked here? Because I do see that I think South's topped the injury list and then second with the Broncos. So they've had some excuses, but Buck has to stop with Walters. And where'd you were sacking?
He will not get sacked before the season because they're a fairly weak club on that front. They don't really have the stomach for that kind of behaviour and taking the old boys, all that kind of stuff. But he's 100% the favourite to be first coach sacked next year. If they get off to a bad start next year, he could be gone by round 8.
We'll take that to the bank. So that's something to look forward to early in next year's season. Let's recap some of the AFL finals. MG, Geelong absolutely pantsed Port Adelaide 138-54. Even with Tommy Stewart as late out, all the money was for Port Adelaide, and they just didn't fire a shot after quarter time or half time. It was an insipid performance. I'm not sure how they're going to bounce back from that. And Zach Butters' injury only added more salt to the wounds. Hawthorn came there to play against the Western Bulldogs. Yeah, some inaccurate kicking. They could have won by further, I'd agree. And then Sydney Swans gave you the scary of life. I was lucky to be in the office with you down in Melbourne watching that encounter. This slow start, I didn't see you at the end. What did you make of that clash?
The office ended up messy, Scoot, so I was probably lucky you left. Would you leave half-time into the third quarter? So, yeah, actually, once you left out of the office, they went airborne, Sydney, so you might be the greatest stopper of all time. But, yeah, I'm not sure what the answer is. Sydney can't come up with it. The coach, the players, they keep getting asked about it. The poor starts, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to go 2 more games potentially with getting, playing the best teams and getting away with it. But yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to get away with their starts. But the good thing is for Sydney, if they do find themselves in front at quarter time, everyone else can go home because the game will be over, because their second halves are unbelievable. They just run on top of the ground late, Scoot. So, yeah, it was an unbelievable game, one of the best rating games for the year, Scoot. Unfortunately, it was followed up by one of the worst. Yeah,
they were a bit flattered, Carlton. They could have won by a lot further, the Brisbane Lions. So it's interesting. We can have a chat about the futures markets sooner, but NFL season has kicked off. Kansas City at $5.50. Looking at the top spot prices, the 49ers are $5.70, Ravens are $9.75, Lions $10, Eagles $11, the Bills $15, the Texans $15, Cowboys $17, Bengals $19. Anything to take out of week one? Any shocks or surprises there, Toprope?
Oh, there's some shocks. I think New England beating Cincinnati was probably right up there with number one. Baltimore lost Nolan Morris in their game against Kansas City, but lost Cole Van Noy now for an extended period with an eye injury, so that's a concern. I don't know who you like to do. I thought the 49ers were pretty impressive considering their off-season dramas.
Yeah.
Ayuk not reporting, Trent Williams not reporting till late. So,
and winning without McCaffrey.
And winning without McCaffrey, of course, as well. So
yeah.
I don't know how much trouble they're going to be until after Jordan Mason revealed he was supposed to be. He found out Friday he was playing, and probably broke all kind of injury revelation rules there. But
I think most of the top teams were pretty good overall. Toprope, as you said, Bengals were probably the disappointment, but Case.
Jets were poor.
Yeah, the Jets were. Yeah. Well, they come up against the 49ers, so someone was going to be the loser out of that. But yeah, in terms of the Super Bowl betting there, Scoot, most of them ticked off, their first win of the season. But how good is it, Toprope, having the NFL back?
Oh, if you love to punt and you love the NFL, you're not going to get any greater hit than between 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. Dear me. Dear me. If heroin's half as good as that, good luck.
US Opens tennis, Sinner won in straight sets, and so did Sabalenka, moving right along, running pretty straight at the tennis, but it's no real surprise there. Let's talk AFL Premiership prices. And Sydney Swans are $2.95, Geelong are $4, so big shake up there. And Huckball Hawks are into $5.50. Oh, wow. I haven't got a bean on them, so it means they're a massive chance. Brisbane Lions $6.50, GWS $6.50, and then you got Port Adelaide at $16. So fascinating market there, and they're in the box seat, Swans and the Cats, with the locked-in home final and the week off. So I'm interested to see how bruising this week's clash is. Looking at the NRL Premiership prices, Storm at $2.40, Panthers $3.10, the Roosters out to $7.50, Sharks $12, Cowboys $15, Bulldogs are the big blower, they're $21, and you got Manly on the same quote, and then Knights at the Bolter at $67. Again, top two teams just stranglehold on that one. MG, your finals week one, 20 units bet, 1.62 units at 8%. That takes you to plus 30 for the year at 5.71%. So still smooth sailing for you, but Toprope. Round 27, 1 win, 2 loss, 7 units bet, lost 3.2 units, so plus 19.49 units. So let down a little bit late there, but still in the positives there, 4.27. So still plenty of action to come, and it kicks off.
The tries doing well now this time of year as well. Try scramble went fine last week.
Yeah, so that's not all bad news.
That's not all bad news.
Panthers versus Roosters on Friday night looks to be a cracker. Panthers $1.40, Roosters $2.95. They're going to get some players back. 7.5 the line, 40.5 the total. Free bet. I'm a genius. $1.40. The Panthers looks like it's going to go in every multi.
Yep, 100%. I'll put it in every multi, and I'll be back on the -7.5, back on the 13 plus as well here. Key number here for me is last 4 years, Roosters against both the Panthers and the Storm, the two top teams, 3-13 against the spread. But not only lose those games, they are getting, the market's overestimating them constantly. So, no Sam Walker issues. Yeah, they get Tupo back, they get Dom Young back. Missing Radley and Brandon Smith hurts it tough, but you need a long kicking game to be able to beat Melbourne, beat Penrith and pin them in their corner. in the corners and not letting your first fast starts. The winners usually going off to it, and they're in a lot of strike marks like the Sandon Smith's just a solid player that hasn't got the now with Sam Walker. Penrith 23-12 against the Spirit, scoring 22 or fewer, 25-17 against the Spirit at Penrith Stadium, covered 19-30 against top 4 teams. Roosters covered just 6-19 off 22-6 plus, and 5-14 against 6.5 or more. This is a chips in job on Paris.
Looks like an absolute one goer, and the 7.5 looks a bit cheap for mine. Nathan Cleary scored 4 tries in his last 5 finals matches and 9 tries in 13 finals since 2020. So he qualifies as a 1-unit player at $3.35 for anytime try scorer. Toprope. Love that angle.
Yeah, it's he is one of those guys that knows when to flick the switch, and we saw it in the round 5 last year. Obviously, when he turned that game around completely, but yeah, he doesn't do a lot of running during the season. But kind of where he gets the important games, he does. So, and a third little angle there. Last year, I haven't got his numbers this year, but last year I think he scored 10 tries. Every try was in the second half. So, likes to run tied forward. So, yeah, a bit of value there if you want to back that 3.30 and have a little sprinkle on second half.
Now, the remote will be firmly turned onto Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn, given it's just going to be such a whitewash in the rugby league. $1.62 Hawks on the road, $2.30 Port Adelaide Power, 8.5 the line, and 166.5 MG. I don't know what to make of you. Off the Christmas card list, when you sent through on your little Telegram early market play on Port plus 9.5. I was nearly going to do a welfare check and send around the mental health ward to come and assess you for a bit of HIA or just to make sure you're all sweet there. But talk me into the Port Adelaide plus, brother.
Yeah, well, it is true. It's the first time you've actually checked one of the bets that I have sent through.
Go away.
You did come back and say, did you type in the right name? But just bear with me here, Scoot. Now, I know you're one-eyed Hawthorn and you're up and about that your side, is playing finals and that you think they're in with a real chance. But there's a couple of stats that go Port Adelaide's way. Now, the bounce-back factor, which Toprope loves, so he'll appreciate this, is that 12 sides in recent history have been beaten in week 1 of the finals as a top 4 side and by more than 50 points, sorry. So there's been 12 and the record's 11-0, Scoot.
I love that. I love that, MG.
So Toprope's he's the king of the theory of the bounce back factor.
You've got me interested in AFL for the first time this year, MG. I'm all over this.
So
come on the Port.
So Scoot, when I see that the home team off the rebound is going to be an outsider, it's an automatic play. Now, we've championed Hawthorn's form. I'm not disputing any of it. They've won 14 of their last 17. They've covered 14 of their last 16, which is an extraordinary stat. So I'm not potting their form. But they've got to get on the road. So I think their last 22 finals, Hawthorn, they've only played 4 interstate. So they're used to playing at the MCG. They've got to go away from that. They've got a few young players, as you know. They're going to have to play in 50,000 plus at Port Adelaide. It's going to be loud. Port have had the stick put to them this week, no uncertain terms, because the coach won't be there if he loses this round. So his career's on the line with Port Adelaide as well. I just think +9's a big price, Scoot. Throw the form out the window. Port will be bouncing back here. They lose Frost. Hawthorn, he's played every game this year at fullback. It's going to unsettle their back line, and I think they'll swap Dixon for Marshall, make him more mobile. So that's going to be an Achilles heel for him. One of the queries I have got over Port Adelaide is Butters has to be tested out by Hawthorn, and you'll know if Hawthorn are serious about this final. Someone's got to run through Butters early and test his ribs. And I'm expecting the big ruckman, Scoot. I reckon he'll...
Meek.
Yeah, big Meeky. I'd send the message out. Mitchell loves a bit of rough and tough when he was a player, and Butters has got to be put on the deck early. So I'm looking forward to that contest. But yeah, Scoot +9. It's moved a little way to Port. I expect some late money for Port over the next couple of days. The price is just too big here, Scoot. Might have egg on my face come next week and you'll have your Hawthorn, hat on and scarf on, but... I'm going to go with the rebound factor, and I really like the over here, Scoot, with the total. They're short here again, I think. It's not an automatic play when you think finals are, you have to decrease the total. And, these are offensive teams. Hawthorn play big offense, And Port Adelaide are going to have to score at least 85 points to win this game, in my opinion. So perfect conditions at night. It's a high scoring venue in some of the finals. And yeah, I think they'll eat 164. I expect that to climb through the mid 160s. Probably start closer to 170, Scoot. So I am going to be with Port on the plus and the over.
What about their key defenders? So it looks like on your sheet here it says Farrell, Houston, Powell-Pepper and Finlayson out, and then Butters with a query.
Well, the thing is with Frost, he's played every game. So it's going to upset the balance back there. And what it does is with Sicily, he's going to have to maybe change his game plan as not being the intercept player. So I just think if they, I'd be surprised if they play Dixon. I think he's got to go out. Marshall come in more mobile forward. And, you're going to rely on a young guy, Sarong, that comes in. I think he's played 9 games, Scoot. So it's going to be a big task for him. I just think with a robust crowd, if Port can start well, they've got to kick straight. That's their other Achilles heel. But it's going to be a great game. Looking forward to it. And we'll stick with the home team, see how we go.
Interesting comments and all valid points, I'm sure, about history and stats and all that sort of thing. But Western Bulldogs brought the GWS form. You saw how well they tested the Swans. I was a little bit nervous coming into the game thinking, Bont or a couple of those, Sam Darcy's, a couple of those up-and-comers might get a hold of us. They didn't. We absolutely smashed them. I'm actually more confident this week. Right. And so much so. I only bring this out for special occasions, but if Port Adelaide beat Hawthorn, I know the catsuit was one thing in the golf and Xander Schauffele, dressed up in the catsuit, but I'll go a little bit more extreme, give my confidence. I'll bring back Slim Shady, Scoot Shady. I'll peroxide my hair if the Hawks get beaten by Port Adelaide. I am that confident. The last time I peroxided my hair was when Troy Little and Paddy took the $133,000 bank to $500,000 in the Dogs and absolutely smashed them. I didn't think that was possible, but they did it, and I went and peroxided my hair. So I'll host this show next Thursday with peroxided hair. I've got a light week, Monday, Tuesday, so I can go book myself in at the hairdresser. The Hawks won't be losing this, MG. I'm absolutely adamant, and this is a much easier game than we faced last Friday night at the MCG, which we controlled and dominated. And James Sicily was absolutely airborne, and I just don't think that, I think Jai Sarong might come in for Frost, and Frost is a bit of a heart attack player for us anyway. He can make a poor decision, but that's how bullish I am. So Prox out of here. You boys are in for a treat next Thursday if you get that one right. What do you think about that?
Oh, I only checked it to be a half full play here, Scoot, but I might have to go in again. I don't mind opposing you, Scooty, as you know. So you might be the kiss of death, and I'll tell you what, Hawthorn won't be sending you out a free membership now if they get done.
Yeah, you've lost every one of these bets this year as well, Scoot. Let's not forget the bottle of voddy at our favourite establishment. So it's been a debacle for you, Scoot. So also these bets to nothing aren't real great from your end. So.
I can't believe he's doing it. I can't believe he's doing it to his own footy team, Toprope, trying to make a prelim as well. It's a bold move.
Absolutely nuts.
My eyes don't lie. And as you say, we've covered so many times. We're absolutely white hot, the Hawks, and Port are insipid. I don't know how they bounce back off that loss, and we should have been the last time we went over there anyway. Let's have a look at the ATM, Melbourne Storm versus the Sharks. $1.30 the Storm. Cronulla Sharks $3.55. The line 9.5. And the total is 45.5. How do they stop Bellamy's men, Mr. Tedeschi?
Well, it's finals time, and they've been pretty easy to stop Bellamy's men in recent years. They've only won one of the last 5 finals, so bit of a concern. So the Storm this time of year, near full health, which is obviously pretty critical this time of year. I'm not sure how well Pap is, but he's been named. Still failed, they're the only one really missing. I give the Sharks a massive chance here, particularly at the line. They've won 2 of the last 3. Went out in Melbourne. Trindle now Irons won 25-10 in round 10. Sorry, 25-18 in round 10. Sharks have covered 8 of the last 10 in the state. The big knock on them was they're performing in the top 14. Covered 5 of the last 6 in the top 14. So covered 5 of 7 as an underdog of 8 or more. The Storm covered just 3 of 10 at Amy, 2 of 8, a win of 30 plus. Look, Melbourne are playing very, very well late. But I think this line is far too big for this game. So I'll be having a good bet on the Sharks.
So 3-unit play on your set plus 10.5, and Ori jumped in there to 9.5. Where would you stop playing there? Would you be turned off at like a flat 8 if someone's missed the boat already?
No, I'd be doing this one down to 6.5.
Wow. Yeah, lots of confidence there.
I think it's way too big.
MG, Saturday Arvo, 4 o'clock. Any danger you get out there and roar them home?
Yeah, I'm a chance. Got a busy social calendar that Saturday, Scoot. There's a lot going on down in Melbourne town with the racing back, and also got a boys function. A lot of birthdays around this time of the year, Scoot. So we've got a bit of a afternoon stretch out. But yeah, the Storm will be. I don't like going against Toprope ever, but he's just been on the wrong leg for Storm all year. It's the first time I've been associated with Toprope that he hasn't been a part of the Storm, and he's not going to be a happy man come the first of October when the.
I will not be. I will seriously not be.
I think he's going to have to get a Storm tattoo or something like that just to remind him never go against Bellamy in the Storm. But they'll be winning, Scoot. What do you want me to say? Home crowd down here. It's packed out. They'll be loud, and Storm will get it done. They're the best side in the comp. They're to lose. Them and Penrith.
Outstanding. Yeah, I'd lean Storm at the head-to-head price, but I agree 10.5 looks a little bit too big, that one. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't cover, especially with maybe Pap getting a bit of a rest late. Saturday night, we've got GWS Giants versus Brisbane Lions. This looks like an absolute corker. $1.74 the Giants, $2.10 the Lions, 4.5 the line. Under a total here is 167.5. MG, you know the Brisbane Lions team like the back of your hand. Their goal-kicking woes and inaccuracy is shameful, but Greater Western Sydney, they're a very, very sharp outfit, and Jesse Hogan, his mitts are just absolutely dynamite. Who wins this one?
Yep, and that's the Achilles right there, Scoot, is Jesse Hogan, and Brisbane is going to lose their fullback in Payne. And Joyce is going to have to come in and replace. He's only a young fella, and I just think he's going to catch a white-hot Hogan, and I think that might be the key match-up in the game. Just not sure how they're going to cover it. I don't think they can change their defensive structure with Andrews going to Hogan, and I don't think he's quick enough to go with him anyway. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's going to be a real Achilles heel for them, as well as their goal-kicking. As you said, very inaccurate side, Brisbane. 13 times this year they kicked more behinds than goals, and they did it again on the weekend against a Carlton side that didn't show up. So, it's a real problem for them. And, I think they're going to run out of their tickets this week. I'm very bullish on this game, Scoot. I think it's not a mismatch because we're down to the last 6 teams of the year. And I've been a fan of Brisbane over the last couple of years, but just the ratings of late, that Sydney GWS game, when you watch the replay, and you rate the game, that's as high as rating game as we've seen this year. And, Brisbane Carlton was very poor. It's almost like you can't take any form line or confidence out of that game. I just think GWS, again, going to stick with a rebound factor. They should have had Sydney done and dusted in the first quarter themselves if they kick straight. So they should be having the week off. I think they'll be real disappointed in the outcome of that, and they'll make Brisbane pay for it this week. They've beaten them both times this year convincingly. Round 24, not so long ago, they beat them by 18 points at the Gabba. So it's pretty fresh, and that was when top 4 was on the line. So they were playing for all the marbles there, and Brisbane went out at 22-point favourites in that game. So, yeah, I'm pretty keen. GWS at home, rebound factor off a real tough hit out against Sydney. I just think they're a better side, on most lines. And I think Bedford coming back in for the Giants, Scoot, he'll go straight to Neil, and he'll curtail his influence on it. So they're the 2 key matchups for me, and real bullish. They put up $1.80, the Giants. It's gone only just their way at the moment, but they're an outstanding bet for mine. The Giants, they'll win the game.
I agree, and yeah, you jogged my memory there because that first quarter, they should have been probably 6 goals in front of the Swans. So they let the Swans fair and square off the hook there. And, Tommy Green was absolutely scintillating early. And you were just screaming for someone to man him up. So, that was entertaining in itself. But, definitely let the Swans off the hook. And they should have had that one sewn up nice and early. So, chips in 5-unit play, and I tend to agree there. I like that as a betting play, and more confident of the 2 from your perspective. So good luck with that one, MG, and I'm sure you'll have plenty of people steaming in after you as well. North Queensland Cowboys versus the Knights here at Townsville on Saturday night, $1.42 at TopSport, $2.88 the night, 7.5 the line, 43.5. Mug Scoot thinks the 7.5 looks a bit big here, Toprope.
Yeah, I thought the 7.5 was big. big two. It's Cowboys one of those teams that have a pretty high upside, but have a pretty low downside as well. And we saw it at the back end of the year. They were putting 40 on for fun against some handy teams, including the Bulldogs. But 4 weeks back, they got absolutely smoked over the Broncos. Hapless Broncos put 40 on. So they are able to turn it up like a few other teams. That combined with covering just 3 or 4 out at home, got a bit of the Knights here. I think they travel well. They're 10-2 against the spread on the road. The last 12, 13-4 against the spread in the state. Covered 6 straight as an interstate underdog of 6 or more. They're very defensive focus. I don't think that the Cowboys are going to get into all their own way in terms of the space that they like to be able to operate in and kind of build that speed up. So I'm not sure a very handy bit in this one. I think the plus 7.5 is a silly price. I think they can win this off the stick.
Dylan Lucas, any time for the Knights? A bit of Ric Flair lair?
Look, you, me, MG, we could all be running Jeremiah and I, and we should probably be less than $10 to score a try. So you get $4.40 an NRL player scoring a try against that being engaged. Great bet.
Oh, too good. Okay, the NRL has got some clear air on Sunday afternoon for your boys. Toprope with the Bulldogs versus the Sea Eagles. $1.81 the Sea Eagles, $2 the Bulldogs, 1.5 the line here, and 43.5 the total. What difference does the Fox make here? And obviously they've just fell into the finals. They've sort of looked like they've been running out of petrol, the Bulldogs. You sort of called it, due for a couple of downers, and here they are outsiders against the Sea Eagles.
I'll let you know a little secret, Scoot, but rugby league's always not the air. It's the one that causes the air, so don't worry about rugby league. The Fox situation is not ideal. Look, he's not a super important player. He's not going to change the line one iota. But all the noise that around it is a bit of a distraction. It certainly doesn't help the situation. Josh Scott's a pretty good player. That's not a bad replacement. The issue here, though, is the Dogs' form and how far they've fallen off. Like the loss to Manly a couple of weeks ago wasn't the end of the world, but having no Burton and then no Sherry last week, and now it's compounded. So they were absolutely hammered by the Cowboys last week. Look, all the key players back this week, which is important. Dogs not without hope here, but they need to get going fast. And Manly's have such a dominant record against them that it's really hard to tip Canterbury. So I'm leaning towards the Bulldogs, but Manly have won 10 of 11 against the Dogs. They've covered 9 of those. They smashed them 2 weeks ago. Dogs can win, but Dogs don't have to win through the middle and keeping this one tight and tough. If I know it sounds unpleasant. If the Dogs are serious about winning this game, they need to go and hurt Tom Travois, hurt him early.
Oh.
He'll be playing 50% of your needled up. He's the absolute key to that side. And they need to be on after him and give him as much physicality as they can. They also need to drop Jamin Salmon. Jamin Salmon as a starting lock for Canterbury this year, 1-5. Absolutely disgraceful his play. I don't hope, pray, beg, cajole Cameron Ciraldo to drop Jamin Salmon. He's not dropped to the 17, but by God, just drop him to the bench. He's not a starting lock forward. We got smashed in the middle of the last 2 weeks. That's where he's playing. He's slow. He's dumb. He misses tackles. He drops balls. He gives away penalties. Get him off the field. So Dogs will be a hope then. But he starts at 13 and Turbo is left to run free easy. Dogs could be some trust.
I assume that he made your worst Willie Mason team of the year that you've just recently published on the couch.
He didn't. He was the first one picked. That's just maybe she was where to put him.
Dear.
I've never agreed with Ricky Stewart more in my life.
Tommy Turbo's an ATM, so for my betting, because I like betting Pap and all those these real shiny, obvious anytime try scorers, they've put up $2.03 at Top Sport. I need to take that. I'm going to take Tommy Turbo and hope no one bashes him.
Tristan, what are you doing? So in the last 6 games, the last 7 games he's played against the Bulldogs, Turbo has 13 tries. He's always averaging 2 a game. That's insane. Absolutely insane. So, Turbo is he's an auto bet every week. But when you get black figures for him, please. But that's just a great bet. Now, only concern is, like I mentioned, is that I do think the Dogs will go after him. And if his body doesn't hold up, he mightn't play the whole time. But the way he scored, you've got to be on.
I think it could be the easiest way to bet. I'd rather take the evens at plus about Tommy Turbo than dive into the doggies at $2 or Manly 181. So I'll be as sick as they get at the anytime try scorer. And I'll be praying that your violent attack on Turbo doesn't come to fruition. And,
it doesn't have to be violent. It's just enough to get him out of the game.
No,
Just a bit of physicality. Just go after the shoulder. I know, I'm not advocating an elbow to the head, if it happened. I wouldn't. So that's rugby league, but go after the shoulder.
Anyway, so Zach Butters and Turbo to be ironed out early from both of our charges here at Little Birdie TV. So, yeah, do it violently, responsibly, I suppose. MG is going to do some damage to the bookies violently with his Brownlow medal pack. So it's $44. I think he's got 130 units worth of bet. So that's nearly a quarter of what he's outlaid for the whole season in AFL. So that's how important the Brownlow medal is to Mark's life of gambling. And the best thing is the race is already run. So all the tips that we've already sent out will be in your email box if you subscribe. And then you get the bonus of his finals package for the rest of the season. So make sure you check that one out. And, it's going to be a cracking week of Rugby League Finals week 1. And the semi-finals in the AFL is just absolutely mouthwatering. So fascinated to see who qualifies and whether or not I'll have to book a trip into my hairdresser to bleach my hair come Monday or Tuesday. So make sure you tune in to next week's show if Hawks shit the bed, because I'll have a head full of peroxide hair. So my missus is going to be wrapped with that one. All right, good luck on the weekend for your betting. Make sure you do it at topsport.com.au, and we'll see you next week. And hopefully, I haven't been to the hairdresser. We'll see you soon.